What is up, everybody? It's your boy, the Pro Retro Hunter. It's been a while, but I decided to make a video of my PlayStation 3 collection. But before I start, I promised my friend I would give him a shout out. So shout out to Damian Hernandez. Go check out his channel. He does a lot of dumpster dive videos and stuff like that. I'll put his link in the description for you. But anyways, let's start this collection video. First off would be Kingdom Hearts 1.5, pretty decent as far as a, I don't know. In my opinion, it was kind of lazy, but they did update the graphics, and that was pretty much about it. I mean, for the amount I paid for it, wasn't too bad. Next up would be Untold Legends Dark Kingdom. I paid $4.99 apparently for this. It's a pretty different game. I mean, I would say it's almost like a third-person Diablo game almost, but you can just control one character. You get to choose from like a mage and a warrior and something else. I can't remember exactly. It's been a while since I played, but it's a pretty decent game, especially for only $5. Next up would be Resistance 2. Haven't even played this game yet. Really didn't like the first one too much. To me, it was overrated. So, in my opinion, the Killzone series was a lot better. And probably one of my favorite series on PlayStation 3 would be the Uncharted series. And it's probably my second favorite Uncharted, maybe my first. I don't know. I go back and forth every day with them, but in my opinion, the Uncharted series is one of the best series on any PlayStation console. But anyways, yeah, Uncharted 1, so I definitely recommend this, especially all of them are really cheap right now. PlayStation 3 is crazy cheap, so go to GameStop before they go out of business or before they get rid of their PlayStation 3 games, because they are really cheap right now, and I'm pretty sure the next 10 years, a lot of them is going to go up in price. Another one would, got another one here, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. If you can see that, I'm sorry, my lighting's bad, it's my apartment. It's whatever though. It's okay game, but I wouldn't really call it Resident Evil. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. It kind of feels like Army of Two almost. Almost. I really don't know how to explain it. I mean, I had fun with it. I mean, I think I only paid like $5, so I'm not gonna complain too much. Next one would be Assassin's Creed 2. It's okay. From what I played of it. I mean, I'm not really that big of an Assassin's Creed fan, so, I mean, it's whatever, it's meh. I really don't recommend it, in my opinion. And this is one of the games that actually surprised me. I heard good reviews about it, bad reviews about it. That'd be Resident Evil Revelations. But in my opinion, if it's not the best Resident Evil, it's at least in the top 5. At least. I mean, the story is decent, controls are good, graphics are good. I mean, I really don't have any complaints about it. I mean, maybe backtracking, maybe that's the only thing I really bitch about, honestly. But it's a really good game, especially if you can find it for $5 or $10. Definitely pick it up. Next up would be God of War 3. This is definitely a pickup, especially if you like God of War. I definitely recommend it. I mean, I don't like it as much as I like God of War 2, but it still did the job. I still love it. I mean, especially right now, you can find it for like $3 or $5. I mean, that or you can get the HD or not the HD, but the enhanced version on the PS4. I mean, they're both cheap right now. I mean, there's really no excuse to not pick it up, especially if you like the God of War series. Next, it would be Uncharted 2. A lot of people say it's the best in the series. I would kind of have to disagree. I mean, it's really, really good game. I'm not going to argue with that, but there's just times where they put you in these random ass puzzles that you really don't want to fucking do. Like, it's just match up all the statues and do something else and do something else, and it takes like over a fucking hour, and then it's like, I just want to get back to the fucking game. Fuck this shit. But anyways, yeah. That's the only thing that really pissed me off about this game. But the acting is really good, the graphics is really good, and the actual gameplay of it's really good, other than the puzzles. I mean, that's what saves it. I mean, but also the puzzles kind of ruin it. So, I don't know. I mean, if I had to rate this game, I'd probably give it maybe an 8. I mean, because the puzzles really did hurt it, in my opinion. Next one would be up Assassin's Creed. This game is probably the best Assassin's Creed game. Well, this game I probably played the most because I beat it like 3 times. I mean, it's a pretty good game. Only one I could think of that's better than this one is Black Flag. Black Flag hands down is probably the best. So I don't know. Either way, it's a good game. I would definitely recommend it, especially if you haven't played it yet. Next up would be Rocksmith. Not really my thing. They just pretty much came out with it because Guitar Hero and Rock Band were really, really big at that time, and it is a cash grab. That's all it was. I think I found this at Goodwill for like $2 or some shit, and I picked it up. Maybe I thought I could resell it, but it didn't happen. It doesn't really matter. $2, whatever. Next up would be Dead Space 3. I haven't really played it. I played 1 and 2. That's what I've been playing a lot lately. But I haven't beat those either, because I'm playing so many games. But I know that Dead Space 3 is supposed to be like the worst out of the series, but there hasn't really been a bad Dead Space game, so I mean, I would still recommend it, especially if you can find it for like $3 or $5. Next up would be Mafia 2. I love this game. I mean, the controls do feel a little bit stiff. Gameplay's fine. Graphics are really good, especially when the game came out. Storyline is fucking amazing. I don't want to put any spoilers or anything, but it's really good. It's very well written. Especially from just a 2K game. It came out like right after BioShock did. Maybe it might be after BioShock 2, I'm not sure. But yeah, they did a really good job with this game. I probably beat it probably at least 5 or 6 times. And I would definitely recommend this game. I don't see it really going up in price, because it did sell a lot, but still, I would, if you see it for $5 or $10 or whatever, it's definitely worth it. Next up would be Batman Arkham City. It's definitely the best Batman game I've ever played. I mean, I haven't played too much of it. I've only gotten like halfway through the game, but yeah. Voice acting is really good. Graphics are good. I don't really have any complaints about the game. You see it for $5 or $10, definitely pick it up. I don't see it going up in price. It sold pretty well. So, I mean, maybe a lot later on, maybe going for 15, maybe. That's the highest I can see it going. Next up is Kung Fu Riders for the PlayStation Move. I bought this at a Games Plus for like $2. Didn't realize you have to have the PlayStation Move controller. So I've never played this game, but I mean, it looks pretty cool. A guy is riding an office chair. I don't know. To me, it kind of reminded me of Tony Hawk from like the Pro Skater series. So, I mean, I don't know. It just caught my eye, and for $2, why not? Another one would be Genji Days of Blade. Or Days of the Blade, I'm sorry. I got this for $3. It was one of the PlayStation 3 launch titles, I believe. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not the greatest. It kind of reminds me of Unimusha, almost. It's a very hack and slash. The story, you won't give shit about it. I don't really understand it. I mean, maybe because it's from Japan. But I mean, overall, it's a pretty fun game. I would definitely pick it up for $35. That's for sure. I don't know if it would be going up in price though. I mean, I know it didn't sell like crazy, so it might go up to like $15, $20 later on, maybe. But I mean, I doubt it. Another game that I picked up, I picked it up for 89 cents, and I still play the shit out of this game to today. Killzone 2. I mean, graphically it's really good. Story wise, nah, it's okay. I mean, gameplay is fun. I mean, it'd be definitely up there with the at least top 10 shooters I've ever played. I mean, it's hard to beat Doom or something like that, but it's a pretty good shooter. I mean, especially 89 cents. It's a definite pickup. I mean, even for like $5 or $10, I would still pick this up. So, if you don't have it, definitely go pick it up. Another game I found at GameStop is next game up. Fuck. Next game would be Wolfenstein. In my opinion, it's a pretty good game. Graphically, it's decent. It was made by ID Software and Raven, which also made a lot of the first-person shooters on the PC. In my opinion, it's a pretty good game. I would definitely recommend it, especially for the $10 price I paid for it. Next up would be Sly Cooper and the Thieves in Time. It's a pretty good game. Not as good as the first 3 games, but I would still recommend this, especially for like $10, $5, whatever you find it for. Definitely pick it up. And one of the games I think that will go up in price eventually is called Ragnarok Odyssey Ace. Yeah, I found it for $8 at GameStop. It's made by Xseed. It's kind of like one of the rare games you find like as a Atlas title almost. And I think some of them are on the PS4. I'm not sure, but it's pretty good. It's like a Monster Hunter pretty much. I mean, it's definitely worth the $8. I mean, I can see it going up pretty high though in value once all the collectors start collecting more PS3 stuff. I mean, this is definitely the time to collect PS3 if you haven't started yet, because eventually it is gonna go up. Another one is Unreal Tournament 3. Definitely one of the best shooters on consoles or PC in my opinion. It's very fun just to have like 3 or 4 people over and y'all are just killing the shit out of each other. It's like Halo almost, but it's kind of before Halo. You know, that's when the Unreal Tournament thing started. It was started probably, I think it was like the late 90s, I believe. But anyways, it's very fun, especially for an arena shooter. Another one is Final Fantasy 13 2. It's okay. I mean, I like it for what it is. I mean, if you see it for like $3 to $5, I would definitely pick it up. I mean, I don't really see it going that high up in value. And this game I would actually recommend, the Slice Cooper collection. I actually got this from my friend Marco, so shout out to my friend Marco. Yeah, they're all remastered into HD. Everything's redone and everything, and for the price that I paid for it, yeah, it's definitely worth it. But usually they're like $17 to $25 I've seen in range. But if you see it for like 10, $12, definitely get it. Next up is Duke Nukem Forever. A lot of people give this game shit. I don't know why. I fucking love this game. I know it's shit. Trust me, I know. But I don't know. I love the stupid humor in it. And gameplay's decent. I mean, it's a Duke Nukem game. Not as good as the originals. But, I mean, I only paid $3 for it. It's definitely worth $3. Next one is Ratchet & Clank All for One. I do not recommend this game, even to a child. It's just straight garbage. It was definitely a cash grab. Fuck that game. Yeah. Next up would be Resident Evil 6. In my opinion, one of the most underrated Resident Evils. It's definitely in the top 7, 8 of Resident Evil games in my opinion. A lot of people would disagree, but I had a lot of fun with this Resident Evil. Next up would be Time Crisis 4. Very fun game, especially if you like arcade shooters. Especially if you got the Joy-Con gun or whatever the gun con. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, it's pretty fun. It's definitely a time killer. I definitely recommend it. Next up is Metal Gear Solid 4. This game had a lot of hype before it came out, but I don't know why. I don't like it. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, I don't know. I can just never get the feel for it. I'm sorry about the lighting. I know it's hard to see, but yeah, I mean, it's okay. That's all I can say about it. It wasn't for me. Next up is LA Noire. If you like any Rockstar game, you'll definitely love this one. It's like Mafia 2 almost, but you're a cop. And you have to figure out all type of cases and all that stuff. Because you're a detective, well, not a cop, but a detective. It's a pretty good game. I mean, if you find it for $5 or $6, definitely pick it up. Next up is Dead Island. It's the Game of the Year edition. I mean, it was okay for what it was. I had fun with it. I actually liked it better than the Dead Rising series. Well, except for Dead Rising 4, which is actually my favorite one. A lot of people do not like Dead Rising 4, but I think it was definitely a love letter of Capcom, especially after you beat the game. But I'm getting off topic here. Next up is Guitar Hero Live. Pretty good game. I mean, I don't know. It was okay. I mean, I wouldn't pay more than like a few dollars for it, and maybe like $5 for the guitar, then you might have some fun with it. But I wouldn't pay any more. Next up is Brink. It's really not that great. It's not. I paid 89 cents for it, and I just felt like throwing it in the trash, and then this has been sitting on my shelf in the collection. Next up is Blood Drive. It's like Twisted Metal, but the shittiest version of Twisted Metal. Like, it tried to make a cash grab off of Twisted Metal like 15, 17 years too late. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. I mean, it's not the worst game I've ever played in my life, but it is pretty fucking bad. I'm glad I only paid $3 for it. Next would be Crysis 2. Decent game, but I wouldn't recommend playing it on a PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. I think it would be better on a PC. I mean, but it's a pretty fun game. I have no complaints. It was decent story. Graphics were really, really good. It didn't run so well, especially on a PlayStation 3. But I mean, it's a fun game. I mean, if you see it for real cheap, I would get it. Next up is Uncharted 3, the still case. I need to take these damn fucking stickers off. I always forget to do that. In my opinion, this is better than the second one. I think the first one is better than this one, so I'm gonna put the first one up front, then put this second, and then the second one last. All of them are good games, like I said before. I would definitely recommend picking this up. I think I got this for like $4 and it came with a still case, so that's not bad at all. Thanks, GameStop. And next game would be Darkness 2. Oh, talking about improving a game in every way. Darkness 1 was okay, but Darkness 2, holy shit. The graphics are a lot better, storyline's a lot better, gameplay is a lot better, everything's better about it. I don't have any complaints about it. I played it all the way through in one night. I mean, I was up probably till like 10 o'clock in the morning playing this shit. This game is good. If you see it for even 25, I would pick that shit up. Like, it's that good. I can see it going up in price, even though a lot of copies did sell. Okay, hold on. Almost had a fall over here. Next up would just be a PlayStation Network disc. I don't know. I pick these up when I see them. They go for like $7 on eBay, and I've been meaning to sell stuff on eBay, but I forget about it. Next up is TNA Impact. It's okay. I mean, I paid like $5 for it. If I saw it for $5 again, I'd probably get it. It's a fun little wrestling game, and it's not the greatest, but definitely pick it up if you see it. Next up is the HD remasters of Final Fantasy X and X-2. They're not good as 12 or 7 or 3. But, I mean, they did pretty decent on the actual remaster. The game was beautiful to begin with, so they really didn't have to do too much. I mean, if you see it for $5 like I paid for it, definitely pick it up. I mean, it's 2 games for $5, and they're both decent games, so why the hell not? And this game right here really surprised me. It's called Teslagrad. If you see this game, definitely pick it up. It's on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. It's a 2D side-scroller. You have like different types of powers and stuff to get through these different types of areas. And it's a really fun game. It's kind of hard, especially when you get into the later levels, but definitely pick it up. It's fun. Next is Clive Barker's Jericho. Nah, I just bought it because just to add on to collection. It's really not that great of a game. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, if you see it for like $2, go for it. But if you, I mean, I don't even know if it's sold that. So I mean, sold that well, but it doesn't matter. It's not good. Next up would be Dishonored. It's a pretty good game. It kind of reminded me of Bioshock Infinite almost, like the as far as like the art style and then the acting on there and everything. It was a pretty good game. It's kind of like what we wanted in the Thief game that came out on Xbox One and PS4, but it's a whole lot better. If you, I mean, it's only like $3 too. I mean, if you only have a PS3, you don't have a PS4, get this game. Like seriously. Next up with Fallout New Vegas. It's okay. It runs like shit on the PS3. I would definitely recommend getting it for the 360 and putting your Xbox One and getting at least 60 frames per second. Because this game, it barely holds at 25 or 20. It's horrible. Like I've noticed it's probably gone down in single digits. Next up is Devil May Cry. It's the reboot. My opinion, for a reboot, it was decent. It was pretty good. I mean, what else can you do with the series, especially when you're doing a reboot? So I would, if you see it for like $5-10, I'd definitely recommend it. Next up, Ratchet and Clank, Tools of Destruction. It's not as good as the original trilogy, but I mean, it's Ratchet and Clank. You're gonna get some quality shit either way. I would definitely pick it up, especially for like $5-10, maybe 12. But I wouldn't go past the 12 mark, especially when PS3 games are so cheap right now. This game is highly underrated in my opinion and kind of rare. I can see this game going for a lot eventually. That'd be Heavenly Sword. It's a lot like God of War, but it's a lot different. I don't know how to explain it. It's a pretty good game though. There's a lot of action in the game. There is some puzzles, but they don't last that long. So I mean, it doesn't bother me too much. It's the way you're supposed to do puzzles in an action game, in my opinion. Next up is God of War Ascension. It's not the best God of War, but people give it a lot of shit, and it shouldn't got that much shit. It's not as good as God of War 2. I would almost say it's good as God of War 3. But it's a decent game. I mean, especially if you find it for real cheap, yeah, pick that shit up. Next up is Anarchy Reigns. It's made by Sega. Yeah, Sega. I've been trying to pick up a lot of the Sega games. For some reason, I've heard that they possibly might go up in price. But I don't know. I played the game. It was okay. It was just a fun beat 'em up, really. Nothing too special. Next up would be Motorstorm, the original one. I mean, I like it. It's decent. The graphics haven't aged too well. I mean, but the mud physics still look pretty fucking awesome. It's just a fun game. I paid like 89 cents for it, so fuck it. And next game, it didn't sell too well. In my opinion, it's an underrated game. There's a few problems, especially with the controls. But if you can get past the controls, this game is awesome. It's called Shadows of the Damned. Definitely get this game. Especially you see it for like $5 or $10. Pick this shit up. Next would be 007 Quantum of Solace. For $3, I would definitely pick it up again. It's not too bad, but it's pretty short. I don't know. It's a meh type game. I don't know. It's not as good as the 007s on Nintendo 64 or GameCube, but I mean it's decent. Next up is Red Dead Redemption. I've been seeing this actually go up in price since Red Dead 2 came out. I mean, in ways it's better than the second one, but in ways the second one's better than this one. Either way, you can't go wrong. Especially if you see this for like $5 to $10, pick that shit up. Next up is Battlefield Bad Company 2. This is one of my favorite Battlefield games. There's a lot of comedy in it, and it doesn't take itself seriously. And I think that's what a lot of games are missing, especially with Battlefield 5 and all that. God, that game is fucking garbage. But anyways, this is a pretty good game, especially if you just want to play a game through the campaign real quick. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game, especially if you only pay like $3-4. Next up is Mercenaries 2. It's a decent game. Pretty much just go around, blow up shit, and take contracts. You're a mercenary. Whatever. It's okay. I mean, it hasn't aged too well, to be honest. But I mean, for $3-4, whatever, I pick it up. Next up, Call of Duty Ghosts. My opinion, one of the most underrated Call of Duties. A lot of people didn't like it. Yeah, the maps were way too big, but it's decent. Next up is Infamous 2. I would definitely recommend this game. It's up there with Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. I mean, not the best superhero game I've ever played, but you know, if you see it for cheap, definitely pick it up. Which most of them are anyway. Next up is Bulletstorm. This game is fun as hell. It doesn't take itself seriously. It's like playing an arcade game. If you see it for cheap, usually it is cheap. Definitely pick it up. Yeah, I only paid like $5 for it. Next up is Burnout Paradise. It's not as good as the original Burnout series, but it's okay. That's all I gotta say. If you see it for cheap, definitely pick it up though. And this game, no matter if you get a PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4. Last of Us. Yeah. Shit. It's going for really, really cheap right now. And just pick it up. No matter what price you see it for, just pick it up. It's a really, really good game. Next up is Split Second. It's kind of like almost a Mario Kart type thing, but mixed with Burnout. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really, 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 really good game. It's definitely underrated. It was on the Hidden Gems of Metal Jesus, so if you see it for cheap, $5 or $10, definitely get this game. Next up is Rogue Warrior. I tried to really like this game, but my god, it's a piece of fucking shit. I don't know if I really even recommend this game, even if you find it for cheap, but I mean, if you just want to add it to your collection, go for it, but I wouldn't buy it. Next up is Max Payne 3. I didn't like it compared to the first and second one. I don't know. The slow motion on this one just rubbed me wrong, the way you did it and everything. But after a while, I got used to it and I started liking it. I mean, it's okay game, especially if you find it for cheap, go ahead buy it. I mean, maybe by Rockstar, so anything made by Rockstar can't be too bad. And last but not least, finally done with this. Resident Evil 5. This Resident Evil I probably played the most out of the series. this when this game came out, it got a lot of heat because there were black zombies and you were killing them, and yeah, that whole entire racial fucking bullshit. But besides that, this game is really, really good, in my opinion. Um, a lot of people didn't like it, even besides the racial thing, but I liked it. I mean, I don't know where I would put it in the Resident Evil series, but it's a pretty good game. But anyways, guys, that's the end of my collection video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, dislike. Tell me what you like, you don't like. Anyways, guys, hope y'all have a good one.